live. Oh, we got to the back. You are live. Ooh, we are live. Where's Fro? With his Indian family. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, that should be our notification. Everybody get a notification. So you gotta do Fro. You gotta do the Fro. Oh, and we are live on YouTube. So, got it. Look at me doing some shit. Turn the fuck up. Alright. Hey, it's 7K, aka Little Lady with the Big Boys. You are turning into Good Morning America. Introduce yourself. Hey, this Lady B. What's up? Oh, I'm potty. That's it.
Hey, what it do, man? It's Michael J. Sounds here, man. Good Morning America.
And then we have with us virtually, we got everybody that's tuning in from Austin, and we got everybody that's tuning in from home. You guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Rara Gelato. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, you gotta turn that shit down. Y'all already know what the fuck's going on. It's your boy Buddy Hendrix in the motherfucking building.
Better now?
Yes.
Man, as you see, man, we are virtual right now. My brother and sisters are right now out of town. I think Rari's in Austin right now doing some stuff. You already know she always doing something big, and my boy Buddy is doing what he always do, always game plan and always getting us right. So we doing the Hood Morning America Labor Day weekend wrap up
from the poolside. With burgers and drinks, and more drinks. Shout out to alcohol. Shout out to alcohol because it's getting us through the day.
Shout out to alcohol.
Let me go get my bottle.
Only thing about this is I can't hear everybody quiet, so this is gonna fuck me up a little bit.
Yeah.
One of us is gonna have to listen to it all the time. I got my should we put our headphones in on our thingy? I have it. Hold on. It's delayed, huh? It's delayed. That's all right though. So we are coming from you live from English Radio, and that is Angels with the motherfucking Z. We have so much stuff coming from you. We got all of our shows returning. This is like the beginning of season 3. Are we season 3 or season 4? Season 3, I believe. So this is the return of season 3. We are going to lay out all that we got planning and all that we got going on for August, September, October, all that shit. We're going to lay it all out for y'all. In August, we actually released our first issue of Loud as Fuck magazine. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but that's the magazine for all things underground. That's for the people, by the people. Me and Buddy Hendrix were really hot on that. We barely released that. If anybody wants to see it, you can actually go to www.partyangelsradio.com. There is actually a link above. You can hit Loud as Fuck magazine, and we make it real quick and easy for you to be able to subscribe, to like it. Actually, whenever you guys go, make sure you're liking it, make sure you're reacting to it, all that good shit. Share it, subscribe for free. And we are actually right now in the works on working on September and October issues. So if you would like to get your bio or your story, or if you'd like to get an article or some poetry or anything in September edition, you can hit up me or you can hit up Buddy. I believe Buddy Hendrix's email is, I'll let you tell him. I think it's buddy.hendrix@the Party Angels. Okay? And then mine is kb@gmail.com, or you can put us up on Facebook. Malcolm, what you got working on? What you got going on?
So, got you going working on. Next week will be the first episode of King Talk. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. And for King Talk, the topic me and a couple of guys that I'm going to have on the show going to be, do you still supposed to give support to the mother of your kids after the breakup? So, you know, it's going to be some positive tips. It's going to be whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of fellas out here that say, you know, it's supposed to stop. You got some fellas that say it keeps going. So, you know what I'm saying? If you feel the way you feel when we go live, you can chime in. Or if you want to email us, you know, we'll have the email in place for you to email more topics to King Talk.
That's one of your topics.
Yeah, that's one of the
I kind
task.
of with it. Do you gotta be a guy to try to chime in and talk, or
No, you could be anything. Ladies, queens. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's
queens
King
can
Talk.
chime in the King
Queens
Talk?
can chime in. We all things will be welcome. And like I say, King Talk is not just for men. It's just a platform to give us men to have conversations in order to build bond without that male ego getting in between it and having to listen to each other and understand. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes everybody alpha male. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is.
All right, what you got coming from Lady B?
I gotta get into it with Lady. What I'm gonna be talking about is mostly spiritual, getting us all on a spiritual journey.
Playing on this day, my nigga. Cleansing our spirit. Open your chakras. Your chakras. Your chakras.
Get off of that couch.
So that's what it's all open up. And you also have another segment on the Carcassity. Go ahead and talk about that.
Audacity is this audacity to do whatever they have the capacity to do.
Lord, that's a topic right there. Oh,
Topic for a lot.
that's a topic right there.
There's a whole lot of topics.
A whole lot of topics out here.
All right, so Todd, what you got coming for us?
We got Okay Karen.
You gotta tell the audience.
We got Okay Karen, and part of that one time, which is they kind of together, but I work there. Sometimes I would ask responses to people making stupid ass requests. Okay Karen is, I really can't see nothing, but so
She's a lot better than me. I don't have no more. You got it.
Yeah,
My body
whole
works is
I will come up to one.
Hey, shout out to Leo, even though I who did nothing happen doing Leo season. Nothing. Did nothing happen. The hurricane started Virgo season.
No.
No, nothing. Nothing. Virgo.
No, Leo.
Virgo. Leo season started July
I can't hear
20.
you.
Yep. Did nothing
Go ahead
happen.
and Google that.
Nothing happened during all Leo season. Nothing happened during Leo season. Thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? My brother Leo, my brother Buddy right there. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry about it.
They hate us to love us. You know what I'm saying, brother? They hate us to love us. Did nothing happen. He knew them lines was coming through, and ain't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And them crazy ass Virgos came in right behind us and got hit with 2 hurricanes.
So, okay, we're going to get off the Leos for a little bit. I'm not, because Buddy's a Leo. Go ahead and tell us what you got coming to us. But go ahead and tell us what you got coming for us.
So we're coming back with the midweek wrap up every Wednesday on PartyAngelsRadio.com, and that's Angels with a motherfucking Z. We're gonna be going live every week on Wednesday to do the midweek wrap up. And basically, I'm gonna do the top 5 countdown just like I usually do with an interview from an artist that's on the countdown.
So all of that is coming for us live. I should have got this. All of that is coming for us from Buddy Hendrix. Rari Gelato is actually joining us from Austin live on location. Shout out to Austin, Texas. Shout out to Rari. She is actually taking part in radio, and she's relocating, and she's out there. So she's helping us expand the brand. She's got artists and everything out that way. So we're going to give you guys kind of just a gloss over of what she's got going on in Austin. So if you guys want to give an intro of what you got going on.
Hey, I'm Rari Gelato. From Good Chick. We'll be live every Friday. We'll also bring you Who Raised You Hoes on Hood Shit. Will basically be a resource show. I'll be talking to the ex-offenders, the counselors for those offenders, the halfway houses, and the resources that these offenders are using. to get back on their feet. I'm also reaching out to the music scene here. So if you're in Austin or if you know somebody in Austin, throw them my way so I can go out and reach them.
If you guys are out in the Austin area, make sure you guys are hitting up Rory Gelato for all your resources and things. If you need a job, if you need a second chance on renting an apartment, if you're just trying to get back and be active and positive in your community, if you got some shit on your record, Rory Gelato is the resource plug. She was the resource plug for Dallas-Fort Worth. Now she's expanding that, and now she's the resource plug for Austin, Texas. So if you need any kind of resource information, you can actually hit her up. You can hit her up on Facebook, Rory Gelato, or you can hit her up on her other social media at Rory Gelato, except for
everything is at everything is at Rory Gelato. I can be Rory Gelato. Only thing I'm not on Rory
We're not
Gelato.
Snapchat.
I sure would go to the strip club with her bandana.
No, her Snapchat wouldn't let her do Rory Gelato. So what's your snap?
Well, then,
I was like,
And we also have Road in North Carolina right now. So I have to go with his family time. Julie's in the pool with the baby. She's got some stuff coming to us as well. She's got Cooking with Julie. That's gonna air every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we're gonna be streaming live and it's her cooking. Her cooking show every Monday. You can actually catch me about me and this crazy. You can catch me on Let's Fuck with 7K. Catch me. I'll be sitting down and I'm talking to people that are doing something positive in our community. You don't have to be doing music. You can have a small business. You can be a black-owned business. You can have non-profits. You can have all kinds of shit. But basically, I'm gonna be sitting down with people. I'm gonna be going inside their establishments, being all up in their mix, and seeing what they got going on. How we can get those resources out to our people as well. I got a really big interview coming up with Harold Kelly, who's actually an Olympic medalist. So that's coming to you guys very, very soon. I've got some more stuff with Loud as Fuck Magazine coming up. Like I said, we're accepting submissions right now as we speak. You can hit up me or you can hit up Buddy. Yeah. So Monday, Monday is Music Monday. You can also catch on the show. We'll be talking about all the new releases, all the new albums, all the new videos, all the new songs. So you got a lot going on Monday. Tuesday, like we said, is Cooking with Judy.
Wednesday is going to be
midweek
wrap up with Buddy, my brother.
Wrap up with Buddy Hendrix. He can give you guys more on what that is to Satish show.
Right. Y'all drop the knowledge on them, brother.
It's the top 5 countdown of the videos on the website for the week. How you get your video on the website and on the countdown is once your video's been submitted and uploaded, have your people come visit the website, watch your video on the website, and then like the video. The more likes you get, the higher in the countdown you get. I'm gonna do an interview with one of the artists on the countdown every week on the show if possible. And shit, we're gonna keep bringing it to you like that. If I don't have an artist, then we're gonna do a top 10 countdown. But this is something that we've been doing for a while. Y'all already know what's up.
All right, and then Thursday is
King Talk, and also
Get Into It with Lady B.
Meditation Thursday. It's gonna be Meditation Thursday where we're gonna be giving positive vibes, positive message, making sure that it's almost the end of the week, but you still need your zen of positive because you might want to slap on a girl in your virtual meeting and you can't get to her, and your kids still in there doing in-house work and they loud, but you gotta be peaceful at peace. We're gonna shock right on Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Get your chakras right. Are we saying it right? I feel
chakras.
Get your chakras right on Thursday. Oh, chakras. I feel like you listen to
Put a little extra sauce
Ain't
on
none
that.
all of those that's gonna correct us later, we know it's actually chakras.
We just playing.
I don't know it.
We
being
put some
goofy
extra
right now.
sauce on it. Your
Chill out.
chakra.
We don't need Harold coming for us no more.
Okay, Karen.
We don't need Karen. Karen,
We know what it is.
at.
We know what it is.
Karen.
So those are all of our shows, and those are all the endeavors that we got coming for you real soon. Actually, like in the next week and a half or so, we will have our first annual nonprofit. Actually, our second annual because we did a school supply drive last year.
Yes, we
We
did.
did a concert and a school supply drive, and we actually did pretty good with that. So this year we're gonna do it again. We're running it back. We know that the kids are at home. We know that everybody is in social distancing. It's 100% distancing and BISD for sure until October. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to school eventually. So when it's time for the kids to go back to school, we're gonna have your kids already ready with their backpacks, their school supplies, and all that good stuff. All you need to do is subscribe to Party Angels Radio and subscribe to the magazine, and you will be able to pick up a backpack. We will have all the details and all the locations that we're going to be because we're actually going to be in more than one place.
Yeah. So if you have stuff that you want to give or donate or either put inside the school bags, please reach out to one of us during this time. And if you're not able to give, it's okay. Only thing we're doing is we're just trying to get everybody together, make sure everybody has a blessed school year and everybody get out to the right people.
That's because this summer they haven't been out of school since spring break.
Yeah, y'all gotta realize the kids get out of school at almost 9, 10, almost
9 months. So we got
so
out of school. So we're just trying to make sure that we just want to make it as normal as possible, whatever that is. As normal as possible, whatever that is. So like I said, if you have any school supplies or you would like to maybe you don't have school supplies, but you would like to donate. If you want to donate so that we can help get those school supplies ordered, we'll have all the people that you need to contact from Party Angels Radio for that. We also have a lot more events coming to you. We got a fashion show. We got a talent show for the kids. We got Little Born in America live at events and with crowd participation and everything like that. We got a lot of stuff coming to you guys from Party Angels Radio. You guys got to be patient with us. We're trying to get back into the rap thing. COVID fucked this all up. Like,
fuck COVID.
Fuck COVID. Fuck COVID. And easily fuck COVID. We've had, COVID just kind of came in 2020. Fuck 2020. Not just COVID.
2020 is like that. 2020 is that edge of the bed that you hit.
Bro,
man, that shit like,
Cut
bro.
right here. That shit.
Oh, when we fucked that. 2020.
That's that fucking, what's that Peterson?
Get your pinky toe on the step.
But there's some good that has come in 2020. We're all standing. We all still got our health. We're all doing good. So we're going to continue to push forward. So with that being said, we got a lot of stuff coming from Party Angels Radio, and we're going to get right into the show and all of our topics and everything that we have going on. We've already gone over what we're just bringing to y'all. We brought in our show and everything like that. We're really, really evolving. We're really, really doing some big things. Y'all go check out the site, www.angelsradio.com. That's Angels with a
motherfucking D. Don't forget that. I don't know what. You gotta be on that.
So, this episode is basically, just kind of example with everybody, and we're also talking about a couple of things in the media and a couple of things that we got going on. But letting Hendrix start out with those topics, and then we're just going to get the ball rolling from here.
I just had some crazy shit from the news, so we're gonna do radio news report. On Sunday, a pilot reported a guy on a jetpack at LAX. The FBI has launched an investigation after a pilot reported to what appeared to be a man flying with a jetpack on Sunday night. What the fuck is going on in LA right now? Like, these niggas got jetpacks now? Or was that Iron Man?
What? Yeah, I heard about the dude that was flying around the airport with jetpack. Like,
yeah.
Hey, bro, 2020 can't get no, like, my dude flying around look like Jimmy Neutron. You know what I'm saying? Just know what I'm saying? Like,
So you can just go to the store and buy it.
imagine waking up and seeing it in your CNN news on your phone. You wake up, jetpack. Let me go back to sleep.
Somebody done lied to me about
That's what I'm saying.
I kind of low-key.
You couldn't even be surprised right now, though. Like, honestly. honestly, here in 2020, you shouldn't be surprised with anything that you hear going on in the news. Remember earlier this year,
Right.
they had reported UFOs.
It was like
Now,
Okay.
it was like when they brought in the UFOs. It was like,
That
yeah, you got
was.
coronavirus. No, their aliens are real, and but coronavirus
exactly.
is not
That was.
vaccines.
Now, we keep talking about coronavirus, right? So this was in the news
Right.
this week. Production for the movie Batman has been stopped right now because
Because Robert
reported
Pattinson
by
got
Vanity
corona.
Fair, Robert
They
Pattinson
stopped
has
production because of
coronavirus.
price. Look, listen.
It hasn't been confirmed though. That's the one thing about it.
That
They
is
have not.
God. Because you don't need to be Batman. That's
The one thing about
Jesus.
it,
Every time you see him, you have to be like, I'm Batman. Coronavirus. We
yeah.
don't want you to be Batman. That's what that is.
Now they haven't confirmed. His camp hasn't confirmed.
I don't want Robert Pattinson to be Batman, bro.
The one thing
Period.
about it is,
Batman is my favorite superhero in the world, and I love Twilight with all my heart.
I'm a
But don't combine the two. Don't combine the two. Robert Pattinson ain't got no business being Batman. He don't even look like he can fight one style. Batman knew how to fight every fighting
To
style.
be honest,
Period.
to be
Robert
honest,
Pattinson don't even look like he would bite you if
I'm
he
not,
was a
I'm not,
vampire.
I'm not really a Batman fan. I just ain't really watched him like
What is
that.
wrong with
Outside of
you?
the circle
What?
of
The
trust.
Joker is the best villain
Batman
ever.
was
First of
Ra's al
all,
Ghul. Always remember,
No,
yeah,
Batman was Ra's al Ghul.
better than the Joker.
Batman killed Ra's al Ghul. I always remember that. Batman was a bad motherfucker because Ra's al Ghul was the head of the assassins. Now,
yeah, Ra's al Ghul is the best. Now that's the best villain.
But who trained Batman?
Ra's al Ghul.
Exactly. So, but that's what I'm
Alright,
saying. But
now
so Robin Pattinson, I feel like that's the universe being like, sit your ass down.
they
Robin
haven't.
maybe, Batman hell no. Like
We can't really say it was him right now
I
though.
feel like Bale was fine.
We can't
Bale,
really.
oh, Nicholson. Okay, you pit in Robert Pattinson against Jack Nicholson and Christian Bale.
Christian Bale was the best Batman.
Facts, and then Robert Pattinson go.
He gonna look
He's
at him.
gonna follow up as Batman. I like it.
So he
I
gonna
mean,
look
I
at
barely like Affleck as
No,
Batman.
he's
I didn't
terrible.
like Affleck as Batman at all.
I mean, Batman and Spider-Man, you might not get used to seeing the same person. 'Cause,
That
you
and
know,
that's fine. That's fair. I just
And
don't
let's
feel
pick
like
good
Robert
people.
Pattinson is a Batman.
Pick good people.
I do
Who
want
do
to
you
say
think that should be Batman? If you were gonna cast Batman, who would you have casted? I would have cast a black Batman.
Michael B.
On
I
the
was just
cool,
gonna say Michael B.
on the
Jordan.
cool,
You know what I'm
Batman
saying?
needs to be black like one time.
Yeah, because you
He
know
ain't got
Batman
no
ain't got no superpower, but he got
superpowers.
hands.
He
You
got
see, you
hands.
know what I'm saying?
I don't got superpowers, but I'll whoop your ass. That is a
Michael
black
J.
man.
White.
That is a
Tyler
black
Perry is
man.
Batman.
Michael J. White.
Because then
Tyler
his
Perry is
politics gonna be
Batman.
bad.
I said Tyler
Oh
Perry
my
is
God!
saying.
Could y'all imagine
Tyler
the
Perry
chaos and
cannot
Tyler
be
Michael
Perry?
J. White.
Tyler Perry as Batman's mama.
Yeah,
Michael J. White is the only person who could have played Batman as a black man.
Tyler Perry presents Batman. That'd be hilarious.
It's gonna be a
No,
musical.
let's stop.
It's gonna be a musical.
No.
I would go to
Hey.
Batman gonna be at church.
Fuck nah. Hey, Tyler Perry, don't you do that shit.
Don't do it,
Don't you do
Batman.
that shit.
Don't nobody
touch that
pitch this
shit.
shit to Tyler
Fuck
Perry.
nah. Don't nobody pitch that shit. Because if I see a fucking musical of Tyler Perry playing Batman swinging through a goddamn fake
Batman did
ass
not go to
set,
church on Sunday.
I'ma cut the
Batman
cable on
did
his
not go to
ass.
Sunday school.
If I see Big Mama jumping up the fucking,
Rory up, boy.
I see Big Mama jumping up and down talking about Batman. You left
Sunday
your goddamn cable.
Batman cannot come on, open it up with Negro spiritual.
Yo,
Batman can't have no Negro spiritual.
Batman singing "Swing Low, Sweet Cherry."
Hell no.
Thinking about his mama,
Hey, let's
his
just
daddy.
let's just stop. Let's just stop.
To the Batmobile. Nope. We're gonna swing low.
The Batmobile gonna be a Crown Vic on 30. Hell no.
Is there in that
Batman still gonna have LED lights shining around that bitch.
popping and shit?
That nigga Batman got a Tahoe. Damn.
So we got Batman from Mesquite.
Hey, Batman just breaking in people's houses for no fucking reason.
What are we?
Batman gonna pull up on
You
top
show me red.
30.
Where is it? Where's the weed?
And that's one thing
No.
I never understood. Whenever they evolved, Batman's like, Why do you talk in the deep voice? Batman made all his inventions. Why is Ben Affleck giving himself a sore throat talking like that?
Bro.
Batman would have just made
I swear
a voice changer.
that is the funniest shit. It's,
You feel me?
it's the funniest shit ever to hear Batman. Where is it?
That is the funny.
That shit is so it's so awkward because that's the only time you really see him, his face. You can see he actually changing his voice. In
How
it.
did we get so deep in Batman? But shout out to Batman. 'cause
Shout
he's
out to
my favorite.
Batman. Tyler Perry don't pick
Yeah,
this
shout
up.
out.
We do not need to see a BT special of Tyler Perry Batman.
All right, but they didn't. His camp has not confirmed it. I have to make this clear. Vanity Fair reported it, but his camp did not.
And here. But man, yeah, don't mess with Batman. I feel like, okay, my heart goes out to Robert Pattinson. I'm glad you're feeling better because didn't he get sick on like the middle of August, right?
Yeah, he did.
He got sick
Yeah,
on
he
the
got
middle
sick
of
when they
August.
first
because
started back when they
my
first
laptop
started.
actually has all my notes, but he was one of the ones that I was going to cover as well. And Alyssa Milano also has COVID.
The Rock,
The Rock,
his
The
wife,
Rock and his
and
wife and his
his
two
kids.
baby girls. Tiffany
Tiffany
Haddish
Haddish.
was on my list of people that have COVID. The list of celebrities: Tom Hanks.
Yeah, well, him and his wife recovered.
They
They're
recovered
still,
already.
but they're still in the house. I mean, the thing. I'm sorry. The thing about COVID is, it's just you really just need to stay clean and stay. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as just stay in yourself, self cleaning, self washing hands, self. You know what I'm saying? Antibacterial wipes and all that.
I don't even worry about it.
It's good.
So, what do you guys think about the schools opening back up? Because I'm a mom, and I lost a baby to pneumonia. So, whether the schools open up or not, sorry, not sorry, my babies weren't going back to school. But as parents, yeah.
Yeah,
But as parents, I know all of us are parents. Right?
Yeah.
Every single one of us on the show are parents. As parents, how do you feel? She's a parent. She's got my kids. She got 7 kids too. Don't let her fool you.
Ain't lives
Any
matter.
lives matter, especially when she's dealing with these niggas all day. So,
look at her, look at Rory from my head.
yeah, because she
Yeah.
ain't any she knows TT lives matter.
TT like TT.
But, okay, so as people with little people in your lives, how do you feel? Because I know for me, I felt fucked up knowing that we kept all these kids home from school before there was ever a case that went to school.
Yeah.
And now we have a pandemic, and we're like, schools are opening back up. Get your babies.
I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna be real. I'm a father of 4, and my daughter actually has asthma, so I am not for sending her back to school or sending my other kids back to school because that's potentially them bringing it back to the
Bringing
house
it home.
to her. So I'm all for the at home learning experience, which is difficult.
I was gonna say,
with
what's your
parents.
experience with it?
The experience with that is it is very difficult as a parent to be self-working and trying to make sure that your kids, when you have multiple kids, you got this kid going in
I
class
got
at
7
10,
grades
15,
I gotta teach.
you got this kid going in at 11, you got this kid at lunch, you got this kid doing this. Only thing I can say is to the business owners, if you do work a job where you have a boss and all that, please be respectful of your employees because this is unprecedented. We have never faced anything
We have never been
like
here.
this.
And
We ain't talking about
this.
chicken pox. We ain't talking about the little common flu. We talking about some lethal stuff. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta be more diligent, and it's stressful on parents because not only do you gotta make your money to keep your household afloat, but you still gotta make sure your kids are educated, and it's hard.
What do you think, Rory? What's going on in Austin? Because I know right now in DISD, our kids are not going back to school at all until October 8th, and it's still in negotiations whether or not they're able to go to campus. So how is it in Austin?
A lot of people are still virtually doing school, or they have the option to go to the school. Not many are going to the school, though. I think a lot of the parents chose to go virtually just because it's easier for them not to have to worry about them being sick.
Right.
And I mean, I think it sucks for the kids, though, all the way around the board.
It's
For
tough.
one, they
These
lose.
kids are bored.
They lose their friends. They lose their being able to learn something every day. They lose a lot. it's not, you know what I'm saying? They're at home and their parents have to work, so your parents aren't there all the time. They lose a lot. So the kids, you know, I don't think the kids won too much in this one.
This might be just me talking as a mom, but on the pool, I don't think 2020 should count against these babies. For one, a lot of these babies are at home with people, like we all said. We got to go to work. If we don't go to work, there's no rent. So there's not going to, and I foresee this, there's not going to be a lot of parents that are able to be like, were you online for 8 hours all day while I was at work? Did you understand what your teacher was saying? I feel like this year shouldn't count. This year should not count against these babies, because think about it. If we were able to do this, this would have been open for us before there was a pandemic. Like, if all of us were able to teach, if all of us were able to relay the same message that the teacher does, then keeping our kids home would have been an option a long ass time ago. But I feel like a lot of kids that don't have it, where a parent can say, you know what, I'm gonna work from home and make sure my kid. The reality is, like, 90% of these kids don't got that. Hell, my kids don't even got that. I gotta go to school and I gotta go to work, and so I'm actually afraid. Like, I mean, I have. My boss is working with me where I can bring my kids to make sure they're online. But what about the kids whose mom was already working 3 and 4 jobs? Who's watching those kids? You know, these kids are not about to log on all day long if somebody's not over their shoulder saying, hey, do your schoolwork, make sure you're learning something.
And another thing, but he kids already didn't pay attention to the teacher in class. Like, I called my daughter the other day with her mic off and her camera off, doing a TikTok, talking about, I'm listening. How? When you over here doing dances and your teacher over here trying to teach you math.
Buddy is another one of the parents that I believe his first day of school was last week. Has it been difficult? Have your kids been kind of getting it, or are there some obstacles? Like, I mean, I know a lot of the time the teachers will need to see you. How does that work if I'm at work and the teacher needs to ask me a question and my son's at home?
Right,
that's true. But how does that work? What do you think?
The problem is the kids aren't doing school for the full day. They're doing school for a couple of hours a day because they're not physically in the building. And then on top of them not physically being in the building and not actually having to do classwork all day long, but having to do classwork all day long because they're getting packets sent through email that they just have to sit and fill out and then upload or whatever. It gets a little weird. I know in the next couple of weeks it's gonna pick up because they're gonna have more organization to it or whatever. But you got to bear with these teachers because they're doing something brand new too. They're not used to. They didn't know they were gonna be sitting in the classroom or sitting at their house dealing with their own children in the background, trying to teach a classroom full of other children. Like, I've witnessed it. You can hear the teachers' kids in the background talking and stuff like that. Like, these are still people that are having to adjust to life, doing something that they thought they were going to be more hands-on doing.
And as an educator, like, that's one of my fears. That's one of my fears. Like, as an educator, like, right now, we're not doing too much where the kids get to get up and get into the centers and things like that. But, you know, I teach preschool. A lot of the things is hands-on stuff, but we're trying to eliminate hands-on for the sake of germs and stuff like that. So our first week of school starts next week. So, you know, I just kind of want to see everybody's opinions on how it's going. Like, if you got kids at home or whatever, you want to chime in. How's it going for y'all? What routines are making it easier for your kids and stuff? But for mine, you know, I talked to my boys and I asked them, you know, with y'all being home since spring break, which was technically 6 months ago, my babies have been home with me for 6 months. Help me, send help now. So with babies being home for 6 months, you know, they didn't really have a summer because even when school was out, the world was still shut down. There was no camping. There was no summer camp. There was no, you know, family trips to the park. The world was still shut down until what, June, July? Technically. Like, I tried to follow at least with my boys, I tried to follow the social distancing rules. With me, I have to go to work. I have to be out there. But with my kids, and I know a lot of other parents follow the social distancing. So what are y'all doing to kind of make it where it's not, we're always at home. And now with school being at home, it's like, I know this is hard on kids. It's gotta be.
Well,
It's gotta be.
I know one way I'm doing is, just doing my due diligence, making sure the house is clean, making sure we on sanitation, a lot of bacterial wipes, a lot of hand sanitizer. We do go for walks in the parks and stuff like that to get them out the house. Definitely. A lot of masks, a lot of different things. It's more. It's like one of them things where you're not taught this as a parent, but it's just something that know if you want to keep them safe, you're gonna do yourself. So this is just a lot of close encounter family fun
Right.
more than we going to the park, go out, boom, go catch a slide. I'm gonna
Right.
sit here.
See, I work for a child care facility for essential workers, like the moms that were like, if I don't go to work, nothing gets done. Our center stays open, until midnight. So a lot of our obstacles are a lot of these kids. I work with preschool. Everybody knows that preschool is basically taught love your friends. When your friend is sad, you hug them. You share your toys. You share your this. You share your that. And now, literally kicking shit out of their hands, like don't share that. Your friend touched it. Now you got to go wash it. It's like we're reprogramming these babies on stuff that, you know what I mean. You were taught to share. You were taught to love on your friends and stuff. And now it's like everything overnight was basically different, and it's hard. I know it's got to be hard on the parents, but I feel like we got to also cut these kids some slack. Nobody thought that I have a senior. I have a senior in high school. I never thought that my first son that I'm supposed to be, gearing up for his graduation, his big old party, like he's not even in school. He was in school for 16 years of his life, and now he's not even in school for his senior year. So it's like, do you guys have any suggestions, or are there any organizations, or is there anything? You know what I mean? What do you do with the kids like that?
What we started doing, because my son's in fourth grade, what
Right.
I started doing was I got him the Facebook Messenger app here because he has cousins and stuff in different states. He has cousins and stuff in different states. So we got the kids messenger app on Facebook. And then when school started, I got with other parents and we traded those. Like you can set a code for the kids to know. So we got together, and so they'll get together after school and do like something where they're playing online. Or they'll get on like a call, like a Zoom call together, and do like rock paper scissors or charades or something together. And it's like 4 or 5 of them. Or we've been planning to do like outing, like to go on like a nature walk or something, where it's just like we could get together and be like, okay, everybody's in one grade, let's get them out the house, let's go to the park, to like some trails around here and get them out the house. So it's just been like it's not a bad different for me, from my experience at least. It's not been a bad different. It's definitely made me put into perspective how important my child is to me.
And with kids in smaller ages, buddy, how are your kids? Like, how are you incorporating? I know, like what you're saying, like it's different. We're sitting in front of a computer all day. So, do you have any suggestions for parents, like how they incorporate sitting in front of the computer with like other projects and stuff? Like, what are you doing with your kids?
The biggest thing that you can do is be patient because these kids are, like I said, they're learning something different. Sit with them, listen to them, listen to the teacher and what the teacher's telling them to do. That way you can help them understand what's going on. Uh, they're gonna have a lot of questions because they're not gonna have their teacher in class. So try to get more familiar with your child's work before you want to look into their work a little bit because you're gonna see it all and you're gonna want to know how to do it. Because my oldest is in like fourth grade, and yeah, fourth grade work isn't it ain't the same fourth grade work I remember doing when I was in fourth grade. But
So,
I've been
what
out of
about
school for a long time.
okay, like a lot.
Hello.
Huh?
Yes, like
What
what you did a lot of the parents that aren't
Googling
that
them together.
educated.
We Google them. We get on Google, research it, and learn it together. Like, and
I have
I
a
don't.
mom at work that doesn't even speak English. Though. Her kids only know English because they go to DISD. And so, how does she know?
But I don't know. ESL. That's what I'm like. ESL, or she figures out how to.
Well,
do
her
some
kids
type-
are fluent. You know how that goes. You've been
Yeah.
in school forever, so you learn English from school.
Yeah.
But if your parents don't know English because they don't have to speak it, how is this
But that
playing?
kind of speaks to what I was saying, where it's a bonding time between you and your kids. It's stuff my son is interested in. I didn't know he was interested in, that I'm learning about, like space and robotics and the coding and all that stuff. I didn't know he was interested in it until he asked me a question. I didn't know, so we looked it up and did the activity together. So for me personally, it's been more of a bonding experience with my child. So that's what I treat it like. He can ask me whatever it is under the sun. If I don't know, we'll Google it and learn it together.
And Rari, what was your take on it?
My kids are actually they're going to school, so like I mean they're out in West Texas, so it's fewer people, so going to school for them is easier, and I mean everything's running fine out there. Hello.
Yeah, my home is back in West Texas as well, but they've had school open up for a week and a half, and we're gonna have to shut it down anyway.
So that was a whole talking point with teachers, like for like, as far as the teachers union, their whole thing is I know
Think about letting the kids come back. I was like the fastest way to make a
spread
virus
go it's
spread
kids.
would be through children.
Kids
Children
are
are not going to keep those
nasty.
masks on. I work in a facility that's smaller. Literally for the last 3 months, it's like A, B, C, D. You got your mask on. Who coughed? Who didn't wash their hands? Who you washed your hands? Like you can't teach anything. So I just imagine if the whole
And
independent school district opens.
I'm 80% sure that some kid has licked his hand and said coronavirus.
And then you got the kids that are taking it seriously because rightfully so. We haven't had a pandemic where it was like kids were taught, hey, this is serious, this is a big deal. So my thing is, was opening up the schools in some areas a bad idea, a good idea? What's
I would have limited it to high school. Because I'm
even
sure
with
high school
them
kids.
I got high school kids.
I was like trying to get to them.
I feel like if we were responsible enough to say, hey, bars are not okay for us to be opening, that our children should take a higher precedent than bars.
Basically. Yeah.
Who shut down bars for COVID? Why did we open up schools?
Sure.
Technically, they even so. You know what I mean?
But
We
it's
shut
like-
down dining. We shut down everything. So why don't you open up schools? Those are the smallest, tiniest people. You know damn well these kids. I see it firsthand every single day. Every single day, I'm like, so and so, where's your mask? Why don't you have your mask on? Where's your mask at? You just pop in your hand and wash your hands. And I know that that's only 10, 15 kids. Can you imagine a facility with 800 plus?
And even the
kids.
4A schools where it's like thousands of kids.
Right. And I know that right now in DISD, the only thing that are open, all the classes are open, but it's only for special needs kids because they put like 3 or 4 over here, 3 or 4 over there. But still, with that, do you think it was a good idea for us to open up schools, period?
I don't think schools opening was no. It should have been the last
Do you
thing
guys
to
think
open.
so? Rari and Buddy, do y'all think that schools should open up, period?
I don't think they should until we get all this shit under control. They're still the death toll is still rising every day. The infected toll is still rising every day.
What's the numbers in force right now? Because I know this morning they were still saying that we're peak. That we still have cases.
I don't have
I just
exact
feel,
numbers
I don't
right
know.
now.
I feel like opening up
I don't have the exact numbers
schools
right
is
now.
a
I
really bad
actually looked
idea.
at it this morning though, and they were talking about another 973 deaths in the United States, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but the death toll in the United States is over 100,000.
Yeah.
So, do you think that we're gonna have a full school year, or do you think that they're gonna eventually just be like, everybody can come home?
They're gonna end up something's gonna happen, and they're gonna end up shutting the district down.
DISD is already on their second pushback. We were supposed to be in school by the 8th. Now we're not in school until October the 8th.
Yeah, Frisco ISD just opened, so I'm 80% sure by like maybe December, January, they're gonna be like, shut this back down.
Amarillo definitely has already said that there's children testing positive on campus, and they're already having to sending home notes. School's been open in Amarillo for a week.
It's been
That
whole
means
And
district.
the parents are still complaining, like, how can you say that they got sick at school? At this point in the game, it doesn't matter where they got sick. If they
they
got
didn't
sick
get
at
sick
home,
at school. They got
they got
sick at home because it was only a weekend of school.
right. But now you have a child that was sick at home, and he's now sick at the school around well babies.
So the district that my
Didn't we
cousin
break
is
down the
in,
math on?
they're if they get
We broke down the
they're
math on.
not going to shut down the district. They're gonna try to trace where the case came from. This is a middle school. Do you know how
How are
many
you gonna trace
contacts
it?
a kid had in
We
middle
actually
school
broke
That
down.
might
from
be,
home to the bus?
and not only that, my child's in middle school, but guess what? He's got brothers in high school, and he's got brothers in elementary school. So if my middle school child is infected, his high school kids are brothers are infected, and his elementary brothers are infected. And now my children that were infected in one home have dispersed and gone to 3 different campuses.
And
So what do you
spread
think
it.
is going to happen?
Because 9 times out of 10, an elementary school kid is going to have a sibling in a grade over or
Higher
under.
than them. Higher than them.
Most likely.
I feel like this was a horrible idea to open schools up first. Like, I don't know what we
Should have
can
been a
do.
last.
Right. I don't know like where we could have gone to make education a little bit easier, but I strongly feel that that's what's going to spike this next peak is sending these babies to school, and now they're on a bus, and now they're at home. So you have babies everywhere sick now, everywhere, and everyone's excuse is, well, they was sick at the mall, they was sick when they was outside
But that still
playing.
adds to the cost of, do you know how many just surfaces alone and people alone your child has contact with from waking them up in the morning to going to simply the bus?
Every teacher, think about a high school
Like every
school.
teacher.
You got 6, you got, yeah, you got 6 high school teachers. So if your child's sick, he's infected 6 teachers. He's infected
And then that
everyone
teacher
in the
got like
hall.
30 plus kids in her classroom.
I've already experienced the whole trace thing. I was sick for 2 days. I went to work the other day. They checked my temperature. So on the way home, they gave me a number to call. I had to call this number. So on this number, I'm going over where I've been. What did you do? Okay, so you was here. What time was you here? Who did you talk to? You talked to this guy. All right, you had training on what day? That was Wednesday. What time did you get there? What time did you leave? Who was your trainer? How many people was in your classroom? Did you go to HR?
And do you think a
Who was in the
preschool
HR?
student is going to be able to answer all of that? Is a preschool student honestly going to be able to say who he's been around for a week? So I feel like this, I'm not going to say dumb. I hate to call people dumb.
I will. You dumb.
But I feel like starting at school districts as what we're going to open up first was not the
They should have
smartest
started maybe with the bar.
bars. I mean, because then you have a choice. If you want to go out and get infected, that's on you. But saying we're going to open up schools and it's required for your baby to go to school is not fair.
They made it
And
required?
for the in Amarillo and the schools where it was open, you don't really have the choice of social distancing because what they're saying is if schools safe enough to send your kids to go to, so is work. So that's basically the premise that we have. We're going to open up these schools now. There's no excuse for you not to go to work because your babies are at school.
But again, that comes from, but also on the other side of it, because I do work from home. I was fortunate enough when everything
Right.
shut down, I got a job where I was working from home. And so, but talking to my mom, she's like executive assistant for this big ass company. There's a lot of companies talking about, because of this, companies going from having these 300, 3,000, 300,000. There you go, 3,000 hundreds.
That's the alcohol.
New number. These like big ass buildings in town where they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent, and then having their employees work from home, where the employees are doing what they're supposed to do. They're more productive. They're not late. They're doing what they're supposed to do as long as their work is done at the end of the day. Who gives a fuck what I do in between?
But
So-
you gotta also take into consideration there's a vast amount of people the option. So
True.
it's I gotta send my son to school so that I can go to work because my child's not old enough to stay home by himself.
That is true.
And I feel like we're sacrificing babies, but
Or-
not because we're negligent.
And that's
because we
also-
don't have a choice.
That's also a conversation that corporate America needs to have, and look at how many people in your company have kids. How many people take the cost of childcare? When I was doing childcare, I was paying like $300 a month. That's daycare and a babysitter because I had 2 jobs. So that's $300 to $400 a month that for childcare. So I couldn't spend time with my son, and I was working to make sure that I could afford childcare. So that's the conversation corporate America needs to have, as far as pulling those statistics, pulling those numbers in your area, and what are you paying your employees to make sure that they're paying somebody else to take care of their child?
And a lot of these people are falling through the cracks because we don't have that. We
That-
don't have that system where
Exactly.
people are making sure that the people that are really making sure these jobs go. I mean, of course, they're making sure the people on corporate America
It's
are
fine.
straight. But if you work at McDonald's or you work at the bank or you work here, you work there, there's no option at McDonald's to work at home.
Yeah, no.
But if that's your meat and potatoes,
Yeah.
but if that's your meat and potatoes, I mean, you gotta go to work. And they've already cut back unemployment, I believe.
Yeah,
I
they
never
cut
got it.
unemployment back from 400 to 200.
So they've already cut all the things where it was okay to stay at home, and we're pushing these kids out the door, and we're pushing these parents out the door. So what do we do now? Where do we go? What do we do? Oh yeah, and then they cut the payroll
I
taxes.
feel like that's a whole bunch of.
And then it
Why
doubles
would
up.
you do that?
It doubles. Okay, so
They
from-
cut them now, but in January your checks are going to be smaller. Starting in January, everyone's checks are going to be smaller. Right now, everyone's checks are going to be bigger, so everybody's like, "Turn up!
So what
We
they
ain't
gonna
got
do-
no taxes."
So what they gonna do for the people that pay rent? Because my rent is gonna stay the same,
whether or
$1,400,
not
but I
cut
get
my
a check of
payroll.
$800. So what are they gonna do for that?
They're not.
Nah.
They're not. Like
I'm
I've
like,
been
I
following the
didn't-
story. They're not. They're not worried about that.
But I was just like, what did he do and why did he do this? Like,
I don't know why he does anything that he does.
I mean, I'm not me being by myself, I'm not upset of not having taxes taken out of my check. But at the short end of the stick, and when it comes
flips,
down to it,
when it flips
I'm
back
like,
around
I
on
would
us,
rather y'all take that money out of my check, but give me
eventually we're not
500
gonna have an
back,
income
5,000
tax.
back.
Basically, that's what it boils down to. Eventually, there's not going to be a tax.
Most countries don't do it anyway.
They don't, but you gotta agree that in our country that's the only curve we have. A lot of other countries don't have free healthcare and free education either. We pay for all of that stuff, and now you're gonna take away the only curve that a lot of people have to get them over.
Yeah, because I
For
do
the
know a lot.
year.
Oh, you got her hand up.
you know, everybody was sitting there going, "Oh yeah, stimulus check, stimulus me,"
That's not
and
a thing.
everybody was like, "All right, so now he gave us this free $1,200 or $2,500 or whatever, but how are we gonna pay it back? Because they never give you free money without you paying it back. Ding, 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 ding. Payroll taxes are cut.
The payroll tax cut. Yeah, not even for the next 6 months. The next 6 months is the first
It's
month
like
of it.
17.
And then
Like
it's like from my understanding is it benefits us until January, and then it bites us in the ass in January because everyone's checks will be smaller because the taxes come back. So at the beginning of the year, you're working the same amount of hours, but your checks are smaller. So
Your checks were, but it's not like they
Is that cup number,
doubling
is that
up.
cup number 6?
They doubling up on your taxes. on your payroll taxes from January of 2021 to
Until
December of 2021.
your checks will
They
be
double it up.
substantially smaller.
They're going to double up on your payroll taxes. So instead of you paying 15% out of your check, you pay 30.
30. You'll be paying 30.
I ain't
So
signed that.
right now,
Don't
what I
matter.
said, you
It
ain't
don't
got
matter.
that.
It's already been passed,
Why would they
baby.
do that? Like that don't make no
They
sense.
stopped taking taxes out of your check last
If you put the checks and the taxes coming out of Senate alone, I'm pretty sure they got it
Now,
covered.
this is also
Are
They
they?
got it.
asking.
I'm saying if
They're
you
not gonna.
realistically put them in that shoe to where everyday
This
people, single parent, one child, full time job, they got $1,500 in rent, they got a $300 car note, they got $250 in electric bills, $30 for gas, and you give them that money.
I know.
It's gonna shut off. Okay. You give them that. What's gonna change? If you, I swear to God, if y'all put everybody that's on Capitol Hill in the same situation that everybody in this podcast is on, I'm 99% sure they will be like, okay, let's think this through. What's gonna happen on the long end? Because I'm banking on the fact that like
It's like we're
you don't know what situation you in until you actually in that situation. Because you can say all day long, no, I'm not gonna cut taxes. No, I'm not gonna do this. No, I'm not gonna do that.
You wet my laptop.
No, I'm not gonna do this. But when you get in that situation and be like, oh, we can spot you an extra $1,500 if you cut these particular taxes.
Right.
So I'm like, y'all made a deal with the devil for what?
I mean, you gotta put that money back. I just gave the world. Everybody got $1,200. If you didn't get 12, you got more than 12 because you got 500 heads.
So like minimum, you
So
got
now
12.
I gotta get that back. I gotta get that back.
Well, nigga, you
because
gotta-
now it's a coin shortage. People
what
ain't
they're
taking
gonna
shit.
end up doing.
Shortage. I gotta
End up
reel that
doing.
shit back. So now I need
What
to
they're
cut
gonna
it
end
from
up
y'all.
doing is not taking
then
it from. They're not gonna double up your taxes next year. They're
Hold on,
gonna
let me
end up
talk.
taking it. They're not gonna double up your taxes next year. They're gonna end up taking it from your tax return. So anything that you would have paid
There's
in on
not
your
gonna be
taxes.
a tax return after 2020. I mean 2022. By 2022, tax returns will be obsolete.
But again, why can't we go to like that system that other countries have where they be like, okay, hey, you owe us the fuck? Oh,
There's a whole ass eagle flying over our fucking heads and shit. Was that a bald eagle? My bad. Trump.
but like
Y'all
again,
riding,
why can't
Wrap it up. Kadoosh.
He's sending in the people.
y'all riding is gone.
but
Y'all
that's like
riding
why
is
can't
gone.
we
Let's go
convert?
ahead and wrap
Not
it
even
up.
convert, but like try to look and see the logistics of us converting to those systems where we do have free healthcare, we do have free education. The tax system in other countries, they don't. It's not a return. They be like, hey,
Baby.
you owe us X, Y, and Z for the
Baby,
year.
if equality was the goal,
I'm
Black
like,
lives
y'all
would
get your
matter
shit
a long
together,
ass time ago.
basically.
Equality is clearly not the goal.
But not
here.
everybody.
Equality
Not
ain't the
they're
goal
not
here.
cutting payroll taxes for everybody. That's the thing you gotta
They
read
cutting for
about that.
hourly.
They're cutting it for hourly, but they're cutting it
Yeah.
for a certain
They're cutting
tax
it for
bracket.
This is the thing too. This is the other thing about that.
Like
The
lower
other thing about that.
Higher tax bracket.
income.
The,
It's all about the
what they're doing too is it's up to the business that you work for.
But we are losing
It's their
daylight, and we
discretion.
didn't expect for this to happen because we got super duper deep into
I'm
this
sorry.
topic. But you guys could actually catch the rest of our show on www.partyangelsradio.com. That's Z. You can check all of our shows, everything that we got coming to you. We will be broadcasting 24/7 starting next week. We got Rory Gelato, Buddy Hendricks, Carolyn Potting, we got Lady B, we got Mountain Shaw, we got Judy, and 7K. So we are all signing off, but we will definitely see you guys later. And
That
like
did
I
not
said,
That ain't help at all.
she turned on her whole little light.
I was trying to be
over
helpful.
here,
You know
shine
what?
the
I'm done
light,
being helpful.
share the dark.
You know what?
But okay, so I'm 7K and I'm signing off, and you guys have been listening to Party Radio. Peace. I don't know why they got these UFO lights like they can do this. How do I end the broadcast?
But